guys, it's Lauren Yates from Rave It Up here, and today I'm privileged to be with Shelly Horton.
Hello there, welcome to my home.
Yes, and we've got
my
cute little puppies with us.
So we've got two rescues here. We've got Mr. Barkley, who's 7, and Bella, who's 6 years old.
She's got a cute little jumper on. Oh, it's an honour to meet you and to be with the dogs and to be in your beautiful home today. And it is finally great to meet you because I did see you MC at the Business Chicks Summit.
Did you?
You did an outstanding job. I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
It was so entertaining. I was like, I need this woman on the show. I'd love to know, because that was pretty much sold out. Like, whether people were in or out to, like, you know, the outside events.
2,000 women.
It was amazing.
It was, that's probably the biggest gig I've done. And it's actually, it takes a lot of energy because there's just me on stage and I got to hype everyone up and make sure that they're pumped, ready for the main speakers. But I absolutely loved it. The funniest thing, though, is some of it I can't even remember. Like, because it was just, like, such a blur and so crazy. And then I got home that night and I just face planted on this very couch. I was exhausted.
I'm sure you were.
It's a lot of energy you expel.
Did you get nervous in front of that big of a crowd?
It's so funny because I don't get nervous on the day, but the night before I had a little cry. What? Yes.
Shows that we're all human. We all get nervous.
I really prepare for things like this, and so I made sure that I'd rehearsed and I'd practice in front of the mirror and all that sort of stuff, which is what I teach people to do. And then I was just like, what if I stuff up? Oh my God, it's going to be humiliating. 2,000 women going to see me stuff up. And then I kind of did that thing, which I actually had a psychologist teach me, saying, okay, can you just separate fact and fictions here? So have you failed before on stage? No. Have you ever...
Not yet, touch wood.
Touch wood. And it was kind of just, I just had to stop, and I just think that, you know what, it also means I care. Like, I'm certainly not blasé about it. It's a big deal.
Yeah, you got to prepare.
And then I nailed it. Totally nailed it.
And interviewing Miranda Kerr, you know.
I know, with the time lapse to LA. It was, that was a struggle as well.
I felt for you because I've done that with phone interviews to people in America, and I know how annoying that delay is.
The other weird thing is, because she was projected on the screen behind me.
Behind you, yes.
But I couldn't look to any screens because then my eye line would be wrong. So I just had to look straight down a camera lens the entire time. So I couldn't even read her body language or anything like that. But she sent a message afterwards saying that she really loved it. So I'm glad it went well.
It did go well, and I think even though with the delay, it still was...
Everyone gets it.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody understands. Amazing questions, by the way. I don't know if you came up with those yourself. Or very good.
Me and
did your research.
The Business Chicks girls as well. Like, we all worked on stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved your, 30-second dance parties.
Yeah. That's a bit of my thing, right?
Yeah. Is that your thing? You thought of that?
Yeah. It was one of those things where I figure this is an 8-hour event and people are going to get a bit exhausted, a little bit just not excited about every single speaker. So what I did is I came up with the 20-second dance parties, and I just get the DJ to play 20 seconds
of a song.
And everyone has to dance like it's their favorite song they've ever heard in the world. And then I have prizes for them. So everyone has a laugh. Like, the first time everyone's a little bit nervous, a little bit awkward, and then once they see that everyone's doing it, it's really fun. So
that's my favorite part of the day.
Yeah, I do that at a lot of events now. I just think it sort of breaks the ice, and then everyone's pumped and ready for the next speaker.
Do you think Ellen DeGeneres was a bit of an inspiration for that?
I've got to say, Ellen is a much better dancer than I am, so I wouldn't actually claim that.
You shook that booty, girl. I was like, yeah. Because I came by myself too, so I had to make friends with the women around me.
But that's the kind of cool thing about Business Chicks is a lot of people go by themselves. And it's a really nice opportunity to meet other women who are giving it a go.
When I left, I was like, gosh, what can't us women do? We're amazing.
I know, it's good.
Yeah, it was a great event. It was my first one, and I'm definitely coming again. So everyone go check that out for the future ones. Since this is your first time on the show as well, we'd love to start from the beginning, if that is okay. Go down memory lane a bit. We've got the dogs, we've got the couch. I did read that back in school, a guidance counselor called you very opinionated and loud. So back then, what was your dream career? Was it actually journalism and broadcasting?
I was sort of tossing up. I really loved theatre and I loved English. So there
see
was a
that.
little part of me that was like, I kind of wanted to be an actress. And then there was another part of me going, come on, you're really good with words, you should write. And then another part of me going, well, maybe PR, like events and stuff like that. So I certainly wasn't that sort of person who knew from age 12 exactly what they wanted and had my eye on the prize. But what happened was in year 12, my theatre teacher recommended that I do some work experience at the local radio station, 1071 AM, all-time hits.
She still remembers.
Because it is a local radio station in Kingaroy, which is only population 5,000 back then, we got to do a lot. So I ended up reading the news bulletins for the week, and then one of the other guys and I actually put together a music program that went to air. So I got the bug then and just thought, yeah, I really like this. This
Good
is
experience too.
Yeah, well, you couldn't do
Doing
that
a
if
bit
you
of
came
everything.
to one of the capital cities. They wouldn't let you near any of the
You'd be
equipment.
getting coffee for people.
Exactly, which is fine as well. But
Yes.
it was, that's, I think, what really motivated me then to get into journalism.
And it's good with everything that you did mention, other careers as well. In the entertainment industry, you can kind of do a little bit of everything in a way.
I think you
Crosses
have to,
over.
and I think we all perform a little bit, and and the great
MCing,
thing,
you get to do that.
Yeah, and the great thing with journalism is I've done print and TV and radio and online. So within the one profession, there are actually so many different, forms of it that I haven't ever been bored.
Well, you're very employable.
Yeah.
Like, what can't this
Upskill,
woman
upskill.
do? Exactly. And I did read that you studied at the University of Queensland
Yes.
and attained a double major in broadcasting
Yes.
journalism. I have real respect for you. Like, how long did that take for a
No, it
double
was-
major?
It's still only 3 years, but
Okay.
it just meant that I really focused on
Worked
broadcast. So
hard.
it was all radio and all TV, and I did quite well. I topped my course in radio. So part
bragging.
of not bragging. Well, it's not really, because the top 5 students in radio, part of what reward we got was we got to work 1 day a week at ABC Radio in Brisbane. Now, these days, you'd get paid to do that and you'd get credit points. In my days, it was just like, isn't that great? You get to go and work at ABC. So here's the thing, though. Because I was working at ABC and I learnt the systems and I, got to meet everyone, my first job in journalism was with ABC in Melbourne. So it was so worthwhile putting in all of that extra
That
work.
was when you were working as a crime reporter for 5 years, wasn't it?
I loved being a crime reporter.
I wanted to bring that up because that's very different
I
from
know.
what you're doing now.
I know,
Like,
but it is, and it's a little bit gross. But I love going on a murder hunt.
okay,
I have.
didn't think you'd say that, but okay.
I've seen 7 dead bodies, and it fascinates me. I'm a little bit of a freak in that way. My
So it
mother's
never got to you or
always
anything, or?
never. I think I'm very good at compartmentalizing.
Yeah,
Get that right?
So you got it.
Putting it in little boxes. It really felt like work. So I was there, but I kind of also thought I was going to be able to solve every case. So I was putting myself to task each time. But I absolutely was fascinated by crime, and Melbourne is a great place for crime. They've got a lot of really decent crime going on there. So
No wonder 5 years.
I know.
This is a long time.
It was really, really fun. I was the first female crime reporter at ABC at that time, so it was a very male-dominated area. I muscled my way to the front. Don't you worry.
Proved yourself. What do you think are like the biggest lessons you learned at that time in your career with ABC?
I think, the best thing I learnt from ABC was a lot of voice training. So ABC, as you can imagine, is very particular when it comes to voice.
Yes.
So once a week, we would have a 1-hour voice lesson with these scary old voice ladies, like gnarled fingers and really super skinny, and like they would actually have like a meter ruler and slam it on the table if you use the wrong voice inflection stuff. Plenty of times I cried with that. However, once you're in control of your voice, you're in control of your nerves, you're in control of everything. You control the way that your mind orders things so that when you speak, it all makes sense. And I actually realise now that I use that just about every day in my work.
So you think those scary ladies
I actually
now?
think those terrifying women who made me cry actually it was a huge favour, and it's probably more valuable than my degree.
Well, there's a method in their madness,
Yeah.
as they say.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. That's a very interesting time of your career, and that's why I wanted to bring it up, because people see what you're doing
Yeah,
now,
now
and
I
you're
do
like,
entertainment and lifestyle. No, give me a head that's been blown off and I'm happy. I wouldn't mind doing that to some of the celebs I've interviewed, actually.
well, who knows, down the track.
Down the track.
And it's really good because it kind of gives the followers a little bit of an insight.
Yeah, not
into
many people
how
know
much,
that.
Yeah, and how much hard work is actually involved.
Oh, yeah.
Because people just see you on TV and it's like, oh, yeah, how lucky is she? And it's like,
Yeah, no, you make your own luck.
She studied, she worked very hard and had several jobs
Yeah.
before you actually even got to
God,
be in front of people's faces.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things I think growing up in the country, and there was no one who was ever going to give me a leg up, you know, like I just had to work damn hard. And I did. And I'm really proud of myself for doing that. And I still work damn hard now.
Exactly. And also in radio, you worked as a newsreader for Triple J.
Triple J.
How did you find the differences between like ABC and Triple
So
J?
Triple J, we got to call the police cops, and we referred to it instead of university, it was uni.
It was a lot more laid back.
It's very laid back.
Yes.
It's funny though. It's laid back, but it's also very
I love how the dog
strict.
lays back as you say that.
Bella's reading the language here.
Yes.
So it's hard, like, you know, being live every hour around the nation, and you had to time out perfectly so that it didn't stuff up time zones and stuff like that. But I was very lucky because that's where I met my first mentor, Alison Ray, and I am still friends with her to this day. She is our official puppy nanny.
Oh, really?
Whenever we go away, she comes and just moves in here and looks after the dogs. So she's, been a huge inspiration to me, and she was the one who really encouraged me to actually make the move from radio back into TV.
Wow, lifelong friend and mentor. I love when that mushes together.
Yeah.
And this is also very exciting. You did move to London and host your own entertainment TV show.
Okay, so
can you
now that
tell us
sounds
more
very-
about that, because that just sounds
I know, that
like
sounds
way too much fun.
ridiculous, but there's a funny backstory to that. So I got, you know, as most Aussies do, I got to London, you know, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. It would always be my dream to work there. And so I just applied everywhere. And I'd only worked at ABC Radio. And I'd never even been inside a TV station before.
Ooh.
However, managed to
daunting.
get a job at this station called Channel 1, which was kind of like Sky News in that it was 24-hour rolling news. So anyway, I got a job as a lineup producer, which is an important job but a little bit boring. It's behind the scenes, and it's checking spelling and grammar, and it's making sure that reporters are in on time and all that sort of stuff.
The things nobody wants to do.
Absolutely. But I was just so excited because I was working at a TV station in London. Anyway, one day, all of the journos were out on stories, and the sports presenter came in, and he was known to have a little bit of a cocaine habit, and he'd been out on a blinder and came in, and he lost his voice. So, and I'm talking about, he did his first bulletin, and then at the end of it, he went, and that's it! Like nothing would come out, right? So, the executive producer, Virginia Troussard, like, you can't
What
get
a
more
cool
English
name,
than
yes.
that. Virginia said to me, Shelley, did you ever read the news on TV in Australia? I was 24, and I went, yes. No.
No, you didn't.
No, I hadn't. That
Fake
was
it
a
till you
big
make it,
lie. That was a
yes.
big lie. Anyway, she's like, great, go into hair and makeup. You're going to be reading the sport. Oh, my God. So I'm like, I'm grabbing this opportunity. What the hell? But I couldn't tell anyone that I'd never done it before. I had to like just pretend that I had. And of course it was sport. So it was tough names and I couldn't pronounce
Different from
any
what
of them.
you've
It was terrifying. So I just sort of used those scary voice teachers in my head on how to calm myself, bring myself back, be centered, use my breath. And then sat down, and I just had this sort of twinkle in my eye of like, strap yourself in, people. This could be bumpy, but we'll have some fun. And I did the sports bulletin, which was only about 4 minutes long. And I made 4 mistakes in it, which is not acceptable. But the last one was the worst because I was so nervous. I was just rushing and reading the auto cue. And instead of saying Plymouth, I said Plymouth.
Oh.
And of course, they'll
long
forgive
as you
you
say
for
it
a
confidently,
hard,
right?
Well, no, they'll forgive you for like a hard soccer player's name, but something like Plymouth that you should know. So the switchboard lit up, and it was like, stupid kangaroo, what's she doing on our TV station? Or why have we got a convict reading the sports news? I know, right? Anyway, by the time I finished that, a proper TV presenter had been called back from a story, and then she finished the rest of the day. So I only did that one bulletin. So the very next day, I got called into the CEO's office.
And they never wanted you to do it again.
I thought I was going to be fired. I didn't even have the right working visa. Like, you know, I'm going to be deported. And he just said to me, so, you read the sport yesterday? And I'm like, oh, it was an emergency. I was helping. It was, you know. He's like,
you should thank me.
He's like, we had a lot of feedback. I'm like, I've heard. I'm so sorry. And he said, yeah, but you know what? All of the feedback, they were kind of teasing you rather than actually being mean. So I watched the bulletin back, and you know how they say someone's got that X factor or it factor? He's like, you've got that. I'm going to give you your own entertainment show.
What a great compliment.
Oh my God. So I then had a daily entertainment show that ran every bulletin, so every hour, 24 hours a day in London. And I got free tickets to all of like theatre opening nights and gig guides and going to comedy nights. It was amazing.
And you got to choose what you got to speak about? Oh my goodness. That's like,
it was a dream.
I swear, everyone's dream. That
it was an
works in entertainment.
Dream. Yeah. The only downside was I worked 7 days a week because it was a 24/7, you know, kind of station. But so I didn't really travel much when I was there. But I was just like, make hay while the sun shines, my friend. Like, this is incredible. So yeah, so it wasn't that my show got axed. The entire station closed down.
Oh my goodness.
That'd be like Channel 10 closing, right?
Yes.
Boom, went to black.
Especially for 24-hour news.
Yeah, it was hectic.
Oh my goodness.
So that's when I came back to Sydney.
Because there was no other reason to stay in London?
I was pretty homesick. You know, I actually love Australia and I love my family, and I was like ready to come home.
It was a good experience and you learn a lot from it.
If the station had closed, I would have stayed, but no, it was time to come home.
Push the news out like every hour too. Oh my goodness, like how much entertainment news can you have?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yes, Kim Kardashian's had another baby. Yeah. Like, just grow on the family. And when you did move to print media, love to know what made you actually want to make that switch. Did you just want to change, or did you want to learn something new?
No, to all of that. No, it was a weird situation in that when I had been working at ABC TV, I worked on a show called George Nigger's Tonight, and I also did some guest spots on a show called The Glass House, which was hosted by Will Anderson and Dave Hughes and Corinne Grant. And I got this phone call out of the blue, and it was the editor of the Sun Herald in Sydney, and he's like, hi, it's Simon Dulhunty here. You haven't met me, but I used to watch you on Glass House with my wife, and I used to point at the TV and say, one day I want her to work for me, and today I'm making the call to make sure you do come and work for me. How's that, right? But then he said, and I want you to be the gossip columnist. I'm like, no. Oops. You'll have to beep that
out.
Sorry about that. Hell no. I'm like, why would I want to do that? Everyone hates gossip columnists. And he just said, look, here's the deal. You've got great contacts in radio and TV. I don't want negative gossip because we can't afford to be sued at the moment. If we're getting sued, I want it to be by BHB because we've got this huge expose on them, not because someone in the eastern suburbs is having an affair. I don't care about that. And he's like, so you have to do positive gossip. And I'm like, what's positive gossip? Yeah. And he's went, well, who's having a baby, who's in a new relationship, who's got a new job, who's bought a house, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, I could probably do that. So I promised myself I would only do it for 1 year because it wasn't TV. I stayed 6 because that happens.
Because you fell in love with it?
It was really fun. It was really, really fun. And I was single at the time, so it was just like going out to parties every night. I worked out that in the 6 years that I was the gossip columnist, I went to 1,500 events.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of champagne.
Oh my goodness.
It was like I had to leave Fairfax or get a liver transplant. Like it had to happen.
And so, heaps of outfits too.
Lots of outfits. It's hectic. I could small talk for Australia. So again, you get new skills with every job that you do, but I could walk into any crowded room and just comfortably talk to people. No big deal.
Well, you've been really good at networking.
Yeah.
That's what's made you really good at networking to this day.
It's pretty easy.
Having to go that many events. Oh my goodness.
And do you want to hear the biggest tip when it comes to networking?
Yeah.
So,
Just say hi.
what have you been up to?
Yeah.
Just ask the other person about them. And then they'll talk and talk and talk. You don't have to say that much. They'll go away and go, she was fabulous. Because they got to talk about themselves.
I know. I've always found that as well. I totally agree with you. And you did launch your own company, ShellShocked Media, in 2016, where you do work as a media trainer. So that is what you're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
But that wasn't actually your first company, was it?
No, which I was very surprised you even found out about this.
Yes.
Thorough research here.
Shelly's first company was back in 2009
Yeah.
called Door 5 Productions, and it was active for 2 years.
Yeah.
So do you have any tips for our followers on starting a business? Because as your second business, you probably have obviously learnt some things over the years that you do or don't do now with ShellShocked Media.
Okay, so the first company was 5 friends, hence Door 5.
Door 5, yes.
And we were creating documentaries, and we actually had one picked up by Foxtel called Things My Mother Taught Me, which I was very proud of. So my first bit of advice is don't work with 5 friends. Yeah.
Not friends with them anymore?
Friends with 4 of them.
4 of them, yes, okay.
Yeah, it's tough when it's decisions by committee and everyone's got a different point of view. And we were all doing it while working full time. So it was just weekends and after work, and yeah, it was pretty hectic. But we were very proud of what we did, and we got that one show up, and after, it was $100,000 show. Like, we did it really well. We never paid ourselves a cent. We all worked to the bone. So after the show went to air, the profit, after we'd paid everyone, I think was about $6,000. That was it. And then we
amongst
kept the
5 of you.
Yeah, and then we kept the company going, but we didn't keep making anything because we were all a bit burnt out by it. And so it just kept getting eaten up in like tax and legal fees and stuff like that. So it ended up going down to about $4,000. And so we're just like, dividing that up, it's like just going to be eaten up in grocery money. So what we did is we went, you know what? We're going to Tetsuyas. So the 5 of us went to like the most expensive restaurant in Sydney and just
blew it.
The biggest night out. And it was so much fun. And I actually think that dinner made the entire 2 years work worth it.
It was a good ending.
A good ending,
Good bookend to it.
Yeah.
And how is it going from, working for someone else to now working for yourself? And still to this day.
I love it.
You love it. Being your own boss, I love it too.
I know, right? Well, one of my biggest problems is, I have a problem with authority, and I always fight with my bosses. Now that I'm the boss,
You fight with yourself.
well, no, I kind of get along with me. I think that I make great decisions. I love it so much. So the good thing is, Darren, my husband, and I set up ShellShocked. He does camera and sound and editing, and I do all the researching, producing, and we do a lot of media training and presentation training. We also do video work. But then on top of that, we also do our own freelance work. So that's when I work at 9 Honey and Channel 9 on Today's Show, Today Extra, Weekend Today, blah, blah, blah.
Well, don't you work
all of
on
that
for Channel 9?
And then Darren freelances at all of the stations as well. So I think part of the joy of our company is we're not in it 24/7. The downside is it's hectic and it's hard to say no because you always feel like a freelancer and you want to say yes to everything. It's going really well, and I'm loving doing all the media and presentation training, but I have been working 7 days a week again, and so I've just in the last week or so gone, okay, stop. I'm starting to get cranky, I'm starting to get a bit teary. I actually need to get my weekends back, so I'm making a big effort at the moment to get some weekends back, and then I think it'll be fine.
Oh, I saw that on your Facebook. Like you only
I
had
a bit
like
of a break.
2 days off.
Yeah, I had 2 days and 36 days.
36 days?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. When I read that, I was like, oh girl, I know how you feel.
I know. And it is really tough when you've got your own business because you're the one making everything happen.
Yeah, and if you want to grow it, you've got to put the effort in.
I know. But what I'm finding is if you do, like, because I would just, like, someone would say, I've got something coming up, I'm going to give a speech, can you teach me, how to present? And, but it has to be on Saturday. And normally I would just move mountains and go, yep, we'll do it. now I'll go, actually, I'm not available on Saturday, but I can do Monday afternoon. And most times they can do Monday afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just have to push back a little bit.
Got to book that time in for yourself. And
then the other thing is just put your prices up, man. Because then it's like, all right, I'll work the Saturday.
I'll do the Saturday for, a little extra money. And then I can have the afternoon off.
Yeah.
Because you are doing like a confidence course now.
Yeah, so this is new.
Finding your inner Beyonce. Absolutely love
you
that.
Like it?
Yeah, I do.
So it's interesting because I've done media training for nearly 20 years. And the media and presentation training that I mainly do is mainly for experts like doctors or podiatrists or a real estate agent or someone like that who's already an expert in their field. But they don't know how to do TV work. Or even these days, people need to do it if they're just doing their social media or website videos. And then I realised that I was missing out on a whole group of people who'd never wanted to be on TV. But they still had to maybe get up and present at work, or they might have to give a speech, or even like asking for a pay rise. So I just kind of adapted and took all the media stuff out and still incorporated a lot of those scary voice teachers, a lot of their training on...
Are you now the scary voice teacher?
I am. If I bring out a big ruler, look out. And it's really actually pretty amazing. And it's even little things like... I hate crying at work. I'm a crier, but I hate crying at work. But I've actually come up with some tips and tricks on how to stop yourself from crying. And things like that, where it's just like, you know what, you just want to get that control back. And I've had some really lovely responses to it. And I think it's going to be a good one. It's one of those ones that I kind of feel every time a person leaves from doing the confidence course, I really feel like I've made a difference. And then I've added another element to it. Because I do a lot of charity work, and I'm suffering a little bit of charity fatigue at the moment because I've said yes to too many things. Surprise, surprise. And
called the word no.
I know,
N-O,
not very good.
Just to let you know.
I know. The N-word. It is the N-word for me. So what I've decided is, rather than emceeing, charity events everywhere for everyone for free, I don't feel like I'm making a huge difference. So I approached a charity called Too Good, who I've done some work with, and they help women who have escaped domestic violence. And I'm going to do the confidence course with the women in the shelters.
That's so beautiful.
How good's that?
You also feel like you're paying it forward.
I actually feel like that's making a difference. Yeah. And that I can really be proud of, because they wouldn't have access to do a course like that.
Leaving a legacy.
It's nice, hey? Yeah, I feel good about it.
Have you always had so much amazing confidence that you have now? Or
No.
has it been...
Look, the thing I always say is my confidence goes up and down just like anyone else's. Anyone who is confident 100% of the time is off their meds. Like, it is not normal.
They're just lying.
They're lying or they're a little bit cray-cray. So the thing is, your confidence comes and goes. What I teach is, when it goes down, how to get yourself back up again.
Yeah.
And some of them are just some really simple tips and tricks and mental things you can do. And then, of course, there's the old fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you... I love that.
I know. It works.
Especially for us women. Like, I feel like it's easier to say that we're confident.
Yeah, and
than to actually feel it, like, way deep down in our core.
Even sometimes, going into Channel 9 and, I sometimes have to give my opinion on up to, 10 topics a week. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm tired and I don't want to do this. But as soon as that little red light comes on for the camera, I just fake it. And then...
just turn it on.
Honestly... within a minute, I'm not faking it anymore. Like, I'm actually feeling it.
Yeah.
So I think that's how it works.
I'm kind of like that, sometimes before interviews.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Cool, I'm doing another one.
Yeah.
But when you're in it, you're like, I love this.
I know.
This is exactly why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Because I love hearing people's stories, and everybody's different.
Yeah.
So no interview is ever going to be the same. And you've probably found that exactly
100%.
with your clients.
No day is the same in my entire career, and I've been working for 25 years.
Exactly. If it hasn't changed in 25 years, I don't think it'll be changing anytime soon. Now, even though you already achieved so much in your career, Shelly, what else can we expect from you in the future?
Well, I have plans.
Oh, yes. I love when people have plans.
I would love to do my own show, which is the Shelly Show.
I've heard that.
It's got a ring to
Your
it, doesn't
own
it?
chat show.
I think it'd be good.
Have a nice
But-
couch with the dogs.
Here's the thing.
Bring me on.
I don't know. Come on. I don't know if it needs to be on TV. I think that digital is the future.
You can do it on the internet.
And I might, So I'm still kind of thinking about it and working out what I want to do. But the main thing is I want to make sure that I'm entertaining but also helping. So I kind of go laughing and learning.
Oh, I love
Laughing and learning.
Laughing and learning. Love that. I'm gonna live by that now. It's very similar to my interviews. They're serious, but there's always so much fun as well.
Perfect.
That's good. Yeah, do it online. You have so many followers, so why not?
And then also, you don't have to please the network bosses and you
Be
can
your own
swear,
boss.
which I do like swearing, as you found out.
Swear, I don't mind. We'll bleep it out.
You can bleep it.
It's all good. I got to edit it anyway, so... Well, good luck with that. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
Keep us updated, and then maybe
I
come
will.
back on the show and
I will.
chat to us about it.
You come on my show.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Shelly Show. I love that. You could even just do it online at like a specific time every single week.
Yeah, I could.
Kind of like, have you heard of like the 1 o'clock show?
Yeah, I've been on the 1 o'clock show.
You have, yes. And you could do it like that.
I could.
Yeah.
We'll just see. Again, just finding the time.
Oh, you already have too much of a busy life.
I know.
I'm actually so privileged that you've actually spent your time chatting to us today.
I love it. And I've got to say, I am so impressed with the research you've done and the chutzpah that you've showed. I think you're doing very, very well. So I expect
you.
big things from you in the future.
Oh, don't worry. I'll keep you up to date. And if our followers want to contact you or find out what you're up to in the future, where should they go? Your website?
So if you want to follow me on Instagram, that's my favorite, and that's Shelly Horton 1, the number 1. And that's because...
You are number 1?
No. There's a guy in America called Shelly Horton. A guy. What? And he's got like 4 followers, and so I couldn't get Shelly Horton. So annoying. Or
couldn't do like Shelly Horton official, or
I really didn't think about any of that, and then it just became what it was. But if you want to know more about like my confidence course or the media training, then go to ShellShockedMedia.com and you can see all the info there.
I will link everybody so that you can go visit.
Thanks.
And thank you so much for coming on. It's
So
been an absolute
welcome.
pleasure.
And I'm glad Bella's really enjoyed it too.
Yeah, she hasn't moved.
I know.
Your other dog's just run away.
Yeah, Barkley's gone, no, it's too noisy.
At the beginning of the interview too. But you're welcome on any time. So let's
you.
keep in contact and
For
we'll
sure.
chat in the future. Because I'd also love to, I know we're running out of time, but I would also love to chat to you about, being a woman in the industry and,
it's tough, man.
Yeah, oh, jeez. Especially in the entertainment industry. We can definitely agree on that. So maybe another day.
Sure.
We will do that.
Let's do it. Thank
For
you.
everyone watching, make sure to go follow Shelly. Keep up to date with what she's doing. Maybe even do the confidence course. Find your inner Beyonce. I love that. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.